Hi guys, and welcome to Dow's Homestead, where things are blooming. Isn't the clematis pretty? I like the dark purple ones. Can you see it up there? It's pretty tall. They're mostly blooming on the north side. Yeah, the dark purple ones bloomed already, but there's still a few stragglers there. And my hosta's getting ready to bloom. Chickens are over there in the corner having fun. They found their way through the netting, so we had to pile some stuff up there to keep them in. But they're all over there in their chicken yard. I have to keep them separate from the garden because they'll eat my seeds. There's my other hosta right there. And behind that is comfrey. So we're going to take a walk back to the back. This is a work in progress. And Sherry put an arch here. We've got clematis on both sides of the arch. And he's rolling around in the grass, feeling her oats. And tools of destruction all over. But we've got some peas down here in these little beds that Sherry put together so she could grow some peas up this arch. And I see they're not cooperating. They're not staying in there where they're supposed to. She built these boxes, and we've been throwing leaves and branches and weeds and stuff in them. And she set some buckets in them. But the other one was just like it. And yesterday, I went ahead and planted some struggling tomato plants in here because they are struggling. And went ahead and got them in. Here's this is a mountain fresh tomato in with the carrots, a few carrots. That is our compost pile. That's the greenhouse that keeps falling apart. We've got some starts out here, all along here. Don't be chasing the cats. And over here, there's a few trays that have a few things in it. Lettuce, chard, strawberries are over here, coming up. There's a few strawberries in there. And potatoes are in those round tubs. More strawberries back there. And let's walk the path. Sam put mulch down, and it's really making it nice. Those are my dianthus blooming. And I think this is probably a weed right here. I'm not sure. Real tall thing. That's calancho. And there is some coral bells down in there. I've got some catnip in here. And you can see where the cats get in there and play. And there's some strawberries in here. And I need to weed this because it needs it. And there's more strawberries in one of these others. Those are the peach trees. This is a pear tree, and yep, there's strawberries down here. And they're starting to get ripe. And back in there is a dark area. That's where the jewelweed grows. These are apple trees that Sherry planted from seeds, and they're doing okay. This is the daylily patch, and now don't do that to the cat. Scare it. And the ostrich ferns, and over here is more ostrich ferns. Lots of them. Over here are raspberries down in there along this fence because I don't know what else to do with that fence. These are the blueberries. I got them covered up so the birds stay out. This is a butterfly bush. That'll be blooming pretty soon. And that is a Hanson cherry. And behind it are more blueberries. I don't know if you can see them or not, but I'll show you. See? They're blueberries. They're just not blue right now. They will be. But yeah, we've been working on this back here and making our messes. And this is square foot gardening. Sort of, kinda. It's measured out. Those are nasturtiums that came up on their own. I've got some lettuce over here that's doing just fine. It's romaine. And then behind it, I planted some little lettuce, and there's some red lettuce. I don't know if you can actually see that, but it's red lettuce, and they're coming up. And I need to weed that. There's another nasturtium. You can tell by the round leaves. And another one back there. And there's some cucumbers along this fence right back there. I don't know if you can see those or not. But these two tomato bushes are Mountain Fresh tomatoes. And an early girl. This is an early girl here. And then I have more tomatoes back here. I have the Beef Masters are back here. And then I have the Big Bertha bell peppers there. And I have the banana peppers down here. There'll be more. I just haven't gotten to them yet. But I planted some seeds back in there. And I'm waiting for them to come up. That's my little heart-shaped planter that Sherry made me one year for Mother's Day. More blueberries right there. This is a kale plant that's going to seed that I left out here so that I collect the seeds for next year. And we debarked the two pine things and found oodles and gobs of baby snakes underneath them. And there are oodles and gobs. They're either rat snakes or possibly just garden snakes. They have stripes down their back. They're not poisonous. I planted cucumber seeds all along here yesterday. And down here, I went ahead and planted the Congo watermelon seeds in a little trench right through there. Got the digger out here. And we're going to be lifting this all up and tilling it under this arch. And I'll plant the squash in there. I think I just saw one of the little snakes, but it took off. Here's some more blueberries. I like blueberries, by the way. And you can see them. See? There's the blueberries. There's lots of them on there. There's tons of them. And if I get netting on these, the birds won't get them. There's some more comfrey back here. Comfrey is one of those things where you plant it and plan for a lot because they just multiply. Banana trees are coming up over here. They're small right now, but they won't be for long. They'll be over my head in no time. That's the banana trees. And I think last year we had 7. I don't know. Looks like there's going to be more. But there's some weeds in there, like those little flowers are weeds. And I need to get those out of there. Over this way. Oh, pick this up. It got knocked down. I got messes everywhere. All right. I planted tomatoes down through here. I need to tie these up along this fence here. And I think over here, Sherry planted some, yeah, she did. She planted some more peas along this fence. And they're getting pretty tall. They're blooming. Yay. We'll be having peas. See? They're blooming. What a pretty little bloom. And they're getting pretty tall over there. The celery I planted last year, the year before, is in here. And it comes back every year. And I've got onions in here also. A few. Here and there and everywhere. And the old strawberry bed is now full of jewelweed. That is a ocean of jewelweed right there. And when they start blooming, that's when I'll start making jewelweed soap again. And that combats poison ivy. It neutralizes the reishi oil in poison ivy. These little dudes down here are blueberries that I just recently planted, and these are the lemonade variety of blueberry. The peonies are blooming. They're just now opening up, and there's a bunch of them. They're all facing the other way, so I'll go on the other side and show you. They're pretty good size, aren't they, Annie? Yeah. They're big old blooms, aren't they? Yep. And more blueberries, as you can see. It's just a sea of blueberries here. I fertilized the heck out of these last year with sulfur to kind of sweeten the soil a little bit. And I think it did a good job because they're going nuts. Underneath this shade cloth is my cabbage and broccoli. And what garden wouldn't be complete without bales of straw, right? And looks like I need to hill some potatoes because these are potato beds and they are loaded and they're doing good. I just need to put the topsoil on them. And there's a few peas on the other side of this fence down in here growing up. Stand you on your head. But yeah, it's a lot of work. It really is a lot of work. But it's getting there. The backyard is a mess. Lots to do, lots to do. Mouse ears, little mouse ear hostas, have some holes in them because they're slugs. We have slugs. So I'm going to have to put some slug bait down. And I just picked up 2 more boxes of slug bait. This is my sage. Annie, quit chasing the cats. She's having a heyday. That's my volunteer wild hollyhocks. And some irises that have just been here forever. Here's some more irises that have been here forever. And more strawberries. And the apple tree, I need to get back there and dig that out because it is just covered with jewelweed on top and some little flowers. The roses are blooming. And some have bloomed out. But this is the rose area here next to the chicken pen. And as we weed, we throw the weeds over to the chickens. This is wisteria. But it's coming together. It's taking shape. It's just a lot of work. And it's early in the year, you know. It's just now breaking spring, going into summer. So there's lots of bags sitting around, the potting soil, and mushroom compost, and what's that stuff I've been getting, that Pro Mix.
Yeah, it's in that bucket.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But I've got stuff in here and stuff everywhere. Got my radio there, got my fan there, so if I'm in there, I can keep cool. This is on its way back to the back, and it's topsoil, bamboo poles, and Pro Mix. Pro Mix is the way to go. It's good stuff. But, yep. So, it's just more work. Lots of work. Put the pool up for Junior so he could cool off. I'd show you some snakes if I could. Ooh, weeds going to the compost bin. It's so nice to have extra hands in the garden. This is the first year, other than just me and Sherry doing this, that we have Sam and his son working in the garden. And oh my gosh, what a difference it makes to have 4 more hands. But the snakes were living And they're probably still living in here, in this pine tree. And there's a hole where they were going in and out. There's a big hole right here where they've been going in and out of the tree. And all that bark came off of there, and over there more bark, which is great for the ground. But we've got a lot of stuff going on yet to do. This whole area has to be modified, amended, and planted. And that's where all the little sprouts will be going, is in that area. Most of them, because that's the sunniest part, and this is the sunniest part. So I save these areas for the best stuff, stuff that we eat, stuff we like. So that's it for right now. I'll fill you in later, give you an update as I go. This is that maze of jewelweed, and I started weeding under the apple tree. And I'll be planting some caladiums under here because it's very shady back here and they should enjoy it. So the apple tree is growing tall. Should be getting apples maybe next year or year after. I can hope. That's all for now. And from that big mess, we have a pile of weeds here that's pretty darn thick. And it's cleared out, and I added soil. So the apple tree's happy now. And I also pulled a bunch of jewelweed from back there. So it's cleaning up nice.